In this video, we're going to be talking about falling asleep while meditating. So the question was, hi Kelly Lunt, I'm trying the meditation to connect with my spirit guides, but I'm having trouble focusing. Is that okay? Or how can I shut all my thoughts down and focus on the meditation? When I shut everything down, I fall asleep. Is this okay too? Or I shouldn't be falling asleep? Question mark. So the spirit guide meditation is my free meditation that I put together. So if you're looking to develop your spirituality and connect with your spirit guides, just go to kellylunt.com/free gifts. And that's one of the free gifts, a journey to take you to the temple of the masters to meet your spirit guides. I'll also link to it in the comments. Um, let's go to the first part where it says, I'm having trouble focusing. Is that okay? Yes, it is absolutely okay. And that's why meditation is a practice and it's encouraged to be a 15-minute daily practice. Just like if you were to go see a doctor and they tell you, I think it's 150 minutes a week of mid-intensity workout for your lung and cardio health. Same thing for your mental and your emotional health on the spiritual side is the equivalent of that is a 15-minute daily meditation. Most people, the reason why it needs to be 15 minutes, and you need to set a timer. If you don't set a timer, it's going to be incredibly hard for your mind to wander, for your mind to focus. Most people, it takes about 13 minutes into the meditation to quiet your mind enough to even get into a meditative state, the last minute or two. So it's a daily practice. And as you're meditating, you set the timer for 15 minutes and you choose one thing to focus on. You can pick a sound if you're more auditory. Pick a sound that doesn't evoke any emotion within you. Because the point of meditation is to connect you, the human you, with your inner guidance, the part of you that's still connected to source. So you focus on a sound that evokes no emotion. You can choose to focus on, like, somatically on your body, the movement of your breath going, expanding and deflating. You can choose to focus on the beating of your heart. You can choose to focus on the feeling of your breath coming out of your nose. The point is, or you could even choose to focus on one word that, again, evokes no emotion out of you. That's what that transcendental meditation is. The practitioner just gives you one custom word to you that evokes no emotion out of you, and you can just focus on that word. You repeat it. But the point is to get your mind to focus on one thing, and that will help you clear your mind so that you're deepening that connection between you and your inner guidance system. So the trouble focusing, yeah, that's normal, that's natural. And what you do when you pick the sound or the feeling in your body, and if you choose a somatic one where you're focusing on your body, as you breathe in, you can go in, out, out, out as you breathe out. You can say the words in, out, out, because that's putting your focus on an automatic process of your body. So you're not technically thinking. You're not thinking a new thought. Your mind's not wandering. And all that happens is during that 15-minute timer, your mind will wander. When it does, it's more about how quickly can you become aware that it wandered. And you go, thank you for letting me know I still need to resolve that issue with that person. Right now I have that 15-minute timer set. I'm focusing on my breath, on the sound of the waterfall, on saying in. So it's more about the practice of catching when your awareness wanders and how quickly can you bring it back to focus on what you want it focused on. Okay, so how can I shut all of my thoughts down and focus on the meditation? That is actually not a simple question, believe it or not. Um, it could be as simple as it's a practice. You have to just practice meditating. In time, especially after about a week, you will see that your focus gets significantly better. If you do it for 21 days, 3 weeks, your focus will be astronomically better, okay? So it could just be the practice of it. But I want to share that there is also something called the parasympathetic or the sympathetic. It's your nervous system. It's your brain and all the neural pathways from your brain to the rest of your body. It's either in a parasympathetic state or a sympathetic state. In layman's terms, it's your body is either in fight or flight. If there's danger presented, you're either activated, you need to fight the bear off, run from the bear. There's other trauma responses, but they don't really matter for the sake of this video. If you're curious though, it's fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and flop. But you're either in an activated nervous system state, fight or flight, or your nervous system is in rest and restore. That's where your body gets to focus its focus on resting, restoring, repairing everything that your body might need to be repaired on. So if you're at a place where your mind is really bouncing and really racing, I would highly recommend you do something to regulate your nervous system. You could read a book on polyvagal theory. You could also just type it into YouTube and watch someone's summary on the video. There's exercises you could do that help reset your vagus nerve. There's Workout Witch has a beautiful course on it. I think it was like $90 too, but there's exercises, where you lean your head, your left ear to your left shoulder, you put your hand on it, and then you point your eyes upwards into the corner, and you just want to count there for 30 seconds. At some point, you'll feel your body shift and drop into rest and restore. Then you just flip your head, do it the other way. Again, at some point, you'll feel your body drop into rest and restore. You will just feel yourself get calm and relaxed. That's how you know that the exercises are working. And there's tons of videos on that on YouTube, guys. Just type in nervous system reset, regulate my nervous system. Or if you guys really want me to find a video that I recommend and like, if you want me to link to the paid Workout Witch course, that's the one that I personally use. It's a beautiful one. It's a 21 to 30 day course. It takes you different exercises. So if your mind is really, really racing, that's more of a sign that you're in a dysregulated nervous system state. And I would encourage you to regulate your nervous system first and then do the 15-minute meditation. So you're going to kind of need to self-assess a little bit to see if it's meditating is a new practice and do it the way I taught you. Bring your focus, your mind is going to wander. Can you bring it back to focus on what you want it to focus on? Or if your brain is like scattered and your anxiety and high stress, then that's when I would encourage you to regulate first and then meditate. And meditating will be so much easier when you're regulated. Okay, so the next part of the question is, when I shut everything down, I fall asleep. Is this okay too? So the answer that I'm going to give you is like, yes, because falling asleep is not the end goal of meditation. If you're falling asleep, it's a huge indicator, highly indicative that you're sleep deprived. So I would also recommend to this questioner, which I really appreciate your question, JV, I would encourage you to take a look at your sleep routine. Are you getting enough sleep? From what I learned when I was at UC Berkeley about sleep is you have to sleep a bare minimum of 5 hours to allow your body to repair the oxidative stress that it went through during the day. It takes a bare minimum of 6 hours to let your brain, how do I word it? To let your brain kind of reset and be normal so that you're fully functional the next day. Anything that you sleep between the hours of 6 to 8 hours, that's where you're given your chance to be happy. So if you just want to not hurt yourself, you got to sleep at least 5 hours. You're not going to be functional though. You're not going to be thinking as good as you can. You need at least 6 hours if you want to be functional. 6 to 8 is where you're really prioritizing your happiness, reducing your stress. So I'm gonna leave that on you, boo. But there are things that you can do to get better sleep. Because if you're getting the full 8 hours, if you're laying down for 8 hours, it's also encouraged that you stop screen time 90 minutes before sleep, because the blue light from the screens, from phones, from playing on a Nintendo system or from a computer, it emits blue light that hits the pineal gland of your body. And the pineal gland is the part of your body that controls the hormones in your body. So when it's activated, it takes 90 minutes for it to be away from blue light for your mind to kind of like calm down and sleep. So even if you're like laying down for the 8 hours, or worse, if you're laying down for 6 hours, the 90 minutes of it doesn't count because your brain was still active, and it doesn't stand a chance of getting into a deep sleep state or a REM cycle sleep when it's activated. So if you are laying down and getting at least 6, ideally 8 hours, and you're not feeling rested, huge indicator that you need to work on a bedtime routine and get less screen time. Obviously, of course, you know, you might need to go see a doctor too if you have sleep apnea and you're snoring, okay? So this video is not the end all be all. I focus on emotional and mental health, so that's always all my answers, you know? But I would encourage this questioner to put a little more care and love into your sleep routine. And the best thing that I can say is quit screen time 90 minutes beforehand. Going on a walk outside really, really helps. And doing your 15-minute meditation, if you need to regulate, do that first. But just get a good sleep routine and showing yourself self-love, self-respect, self-care. You will start sleeping better. Okay, so when I shut everything down, I fall asleep. Is this okay? So yes, it is okay. Because the point of meditation is to get your mind focused on one thing. You technically did that. You're either sleep deprived, or also when you sleep, your vibrations, and vibrations is simply the emotions you're emitting out of your body, your vibration goes neutral whenever you're sleeping. And that's like on the spiritual side. That's why you want to sleep bare minimum 6 hours, because it takes 6 hours for like emotions to neutralize. 6 to 8 is when your emotions can go above neutral to the high vibe states. So it's okay to sleep because your emotions are getting a break and you're letting your chance like recalibrate to a neutral state. The difference is though, when you fall asleep during meditation, you're not getting the benefit of building the relationship between you and you. The human you that has the brain, that has the eyes, that has the hands to go take action and move, and the inner being you, which is the part of you that's connected to source, which is the intuitive side of you, which knows your next step, which knows all of your answers, which knows what inspired action to take to get you to where you want to go. So I think the fact that you're meditating, you should be proud of yourself and congratulate yourself. And the fact that you're falling asleep, the answer is yes. And yes, that's okay if that's your first step. That's where you're at, you know. The equivalent I could give you, you know, if you were to like go see a doctor, is if the person's been sedentary for like 2 years, and whether they're overweight or not, like the first step is just to start getting out of the house, right, and walking. Get in the habit of walking. You're getting in the habit of meditating, falling asleep. Get in the habit of walking up and down the block. After you kind of get used to the habit of it, a week to 3 weeks, because if you guys are believers in the book, The Atomic Habits, they say it takes at least 21 days to kind of start forming semi-solid of a routine. After the 21 days, then that's when you might start to take it a little bit more seriously. The person walking might go, all right, actually, I need to be getting like 7,000, 8,000 steps a day. I'm going to start tracking it. I'm going to start walking a little further, a little faster, right? So you're at the yes. You are getting outside and walking every day. So good job. Like, feel proud of yourself, JV. Like, I want you to pat yourself on your back, maybe give yourself a hug, because this is a phenomenal step towards you loving yourself and living a better, happier life, okay? It's the and part, because the goal is ideally you have enough sleep that you can do a 15-minute meditation where the last minute or two is where you get that calm meditative state. Okay, so JV, I want to say thank you so much for your question. I love answering these. Everyone, please feel free I ask your questions. I talk about all things psychology, all things personal development, all things spiritual. On a channel. At this point in time, I'm doing a High Vibe morning show every Monday through Thursday right here on YouTube at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So come hang out. Thank you again so much for your question, JV. And I will drop a link in the comments to that free meditation to meet your spirit guide. Lots of love, guys. Bye.